Hey guys, Johnny Guns here, bringing you an unboxing of the Hakko FX-888D as in Delta. So that's Fox X-Ray 888 Delta. And I just picked this up today because I'm sick and tired of using the Radio Shack soldering irons. And of course, you know I've been using those forever. This little guy just, it's not going to work out for future tutorials. So guys, if you are going to get into the business of soldering every day, at least invest in a nice little station such as this. You can spend upwards of $250 some to get the next one up, but this one's going to do the trick. I don't have a lot of space in here, so as you know, we're expanding a little bit, but still, you know, I don't need, you know, like I am not running this, you know, all the time, every day, but I am doing this quite a bit. I'm at least 4 days out of the week. I definitely am using it for a good, you know, 3-4 hours. So, and that's not using it, it's just, you know, it's going to be in standby mode. So it looks like on the side here, this is what it looks like on the side. And on the back, this has a neat little cutout here that gives you some options with extra tips, which we'll go over. Actually, I bought this from Fry's Electronics. You can pick it up from a couple different outlets, actually, and cheaper areas too, but I needed this today, so I did have to pick it up, you know, from a local store. So there's tips available. They are a little bit pricey in my opinion, like from $4 to $7 for certain tips that you need. So I was like, you know, I'm going to invest it. I got one that's, you can't really see this here, but it's for putting on new LEDs or taking off LEDs, so you get a good amount of surface coverage, you know, on the side of the LED, taking those off. And I got something super fine for tutorials and things of that sort. I know you can't really see that right now, but just a fine tip. Just so I can show you that you should use a smaller tip like this when you're doing things such as like demon installs and just really tight work areas. So let's go ahead. Enough about the tips. I had an older Hakko that had huge tips for it. So adjustable temperature, soldering station, 120 to 899 Fahrenheit, that's 50 to 480 Celsius, so more than sufficient. Any station like this from Hakko, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, please feel free to correct me in the comments below. So this comes off, it's got this nice little thing you can kind of keep around, you know, for a record. So we're going to put that off on the side here. And right now we've got a little warning sticker here that says, normal use of this product could expose the user to solders containing lead, which is known in the state of California cause cancer and birth defects. Yes, that's why you either use gloves or wash your hands often. And there's going to be another unboxing I have that will go hand in hand with this. So when we get into it right off the bat, you're greeted with a little pamphlet here. It just goes, you know, packing list, part names, and just looks like it will go through all the specifics here. So that's all it is. Right off the bat, take a look inside. It's just telling you how the machine works. It gives you a whole bunch of tip numbers down here, so that's cool. So get that up front, set that aside. The soldering iron actually is right up top here. We'll go ahead. See how it feels. Just take this right off. The soldering iron is very light to the feel. It feels like you could easily work with this. Actually, it feels nice and small. Actually, it comes with a tip, that smaller one that I was going to buy, but that's okay. These are pretty neat. But this is nice. It's got one of these little plugs here. It's not the typical just plug right in, but it feels light. It does feel solid. It doesn't rattle. It's really light though. I like that. So I'm used to working with something even lighter, this little guy. So. And that's only, this one here is like a 25 watt. It's not even, yeah, 20 watt. So this guy is definitely with the nice feel of that 20 watt with a lot more power. It's going to be nice, especially if you're used to, like, you can take your finger like this and do fine points. So good. So right up front, got the soldering iron. Great. Nice and light. I like this. I like how it's not rubber and it's kind of like grippy. So let's go ahead and pull packaging up underneath what we're going to have here. This is cool. I like this. Oh man, right off the bat, this is heavy. Like, this little stand is heavy. So what you get is like a little sponge, and you also get, like you've seen in my videos, you get this cute little, you know, it looks like one of those dish cleaners, but it really works well, and that gets put right in here. You just stuff it right in there. I'll show you that in a little bit. It's metal here, the holder. It's got rubber grips in there, so it's not going to slip out. Let's see if we can get a good focus here. Okay, so there we go. Got a nice shot of that. It feels, I don't know if this is metal. It is. It's really well built. It's heavy. This thing feels really good. And yeah, it's got a little tray in there if anything drops off. It's got a little area right here that where you can put this little thing right here, and that's going to be great. This is what I've been using. This thing's great. It's going to be great to kind of have two, you know, sitting around, so I can have one on the left, one on the right, in case, depending on what angle. So great, yeah. This has a little tray underneath that's pretty cool. This little push button in the back. Actually, you press that down, and that will allow you to empty out any excess there after a while. So really nice feel, and that really solid. And it's definitely not chintzy. That feels great. Okay, last thing we want to unbox here, and we'll have another video on operating it. This thing is probably, I'm not kidding, close to 6 pounds. It's heavy. It's extremely heavy. Like there's not much in the box now that I look at. It comes with a tip. I'm glad I bought an extra tip because I'll show you in a second what it came with. But you would just plug in here. There's enter and up for the temperature. So very simple. There's a switch on the side, so that will turn it on. And this thing just feels amazing for how little it is. I mean, I have fairly large hands, and you can see that how big this thing is here. It's tiny. So let's get all this stuff off the desk and let's put it down and plug it in. And I'm not going to turn it on and go through anything yet. We'll go through that later on, but I just want to give you an unboxing of this thing here. But this is heavy, honestly. Alright, let's go over to the desk. Before we continue to the next part, everything's out of the box. I searched for any little hidden things, but what I took out is what's in there, and that's it. Okay, so here we are on the desk. It's on the desk, and I'll show you comparably how big it is here. So let's go ahead and grab like a half-pound roll of soldering iron, my iPhone next to it. That's how big this thing is. So it's not too big, honestly. There's an iPhone sitting right next to it in a Mophie case. This cord feels nice too. It feels like the same stuff that the AU uses, my A52 there uses for like heat resistant. Like literally, I actually accidentally dropped a soldering iron onto the hose of the AU, the hot air station there, and it didn't even bother it. So this feels like the same quality. So it feels like it's that heat resistant stuff that you're not gonna accidentally, lay it back down on the cord here and have it burn through. We'll have to test that later on, even though just to let you know if it will do that or not. Alright guys, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I didn't have any little pliers or anything, so we're going to get the big guns out, no pun intended. And we're going to take this off. Okay, see, all you need is leverage. So that's it. I loosened that up. It's going to be pretty tight when you first get it. And literally this little guy will unthread right here. That will come right off. And then you just pull this whole thing right off. That's it. This will stay. There's a little flange in the end. So that's it. This will just slide off. You'll see like just a little leverage. This will pop right off. And it's flanged at the end, so you don't have to worry about this little part falling off unless you tip it upside down, so you can lay that aside. And the tips are really easy to change, so all you have to do is literally just pull this off. That's it. This little ceramic area right here is your heating element. So you just slide the tip on when you want to replace it. It just sits perfectly on there, nicely engineered. It's thick. It feels like it's well built. And you just tighten that down. And that's it. I mean, you can loosen this up a little bit and turn this tip around. I mean, to the ones that have like this one has kind of like a flat side to it. So you just go ahead and angle that in which way you want, and then you just tighten that right down, and the tip doesn't move. That's it. Perfect. So let's go ahead and go over here. Let's get the stand all set up here. But yeah, I'm impressed by it. Like right off the bat, like there's no screwing around. This is the sponge is actually damp coming out of the package. That's funny. Well, it won't last long here in the desert, so. So we'll go ahead and we'll open this up, pull that out. It's just a smaller version of what I had before. Just go ahead and pop this out, and then this just sits in there like that. You can put it right back on, flip it over, snap it in, and there you have it. That is such a nice little setup. So that just fits right in. I'm going to tell you how it feels. It feels pretty solid. Like it's definitely going to sit there. That's really nice. So this here, we'll go ahead and take a look. This looks, there's a groove right in the top right here. That'll just plug right in. Feels, don't worry about breaking it. At first it feels like it's not going to fit too well, but it's just nice and new and snug. So one last thing I want to let you know, it looks like it's a pretty large cord here in the back, so that will fit on your desk just fine, and running it down in the back of your desk, so that's totally fine. All in all, I'm really impressed. It's definitely worth the, you can get these from $79 to $100 right now, depending on where you shop, but I'm really impressed. Actually, it really feels good. It's little. I mean, if you see this is such a nice station, and this is going to be perfect. I can angle this on the left side, no more leaving this sit around. It's got plenty of cord here. Actually, it's plenty. This cord here, this corded thing, before I had to worry about it, now I can just plug this in and locate this in an area to where I can move back and forth. And it's totally going to work fine. It's nice and light in the hand. You can definitely easily, desolder and solder components, or do your installs. It feels really professional for a smaller outfit, such as myself, or your little hobby station if you do quite a bit. This seems like it's going to last quite a while. It just seems like it's really well built, and yeah, we'll have to fire it up in the next video and show you how she works. Alright guys, thanks for catching the unboxing here of the Hakko FX-888D as in Delta. So that's Foxtrot X-Ray 888 Delta, and that's this model here, the Hakko soldering station here. So definitely worth the money right off the bat, just without even trying it. I would definitely say from the feel, that's what I'm saying, from the feel of it, it feels worth it right off the bat. So we'll give her a test later on today and let you know what we think. Alright guys, have a good rest of the day there, whatever's going on, and we'll talk to you soon. See you guys.